Your brand new iPhone deserves the best protection, and the iLune 3-pack screen protector plus 3-pack camera lens protector has you covered. Don't take risks with your iPhone. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Hey everyone, welcome back to iPad Focus. Today, we're talking about a change that might affect some of you who still own older iPhones and iPads. So, if you've got an iPhone 7 Plus or select iPhone 8 variants, you should know that they've just been added to Apple's list of vintage products. This means that any repair support for these devices is becoming increasingly limited, so it's worth keeping in mind before you reach out to Apple support. But why did this happen? Well, according to Apple's official support documentation, a product is considered vintage when it has not been sold for more than 5 years, but less than 7. Once a device crosses the 7-year mark since last being sold, it becomes obsolete, and that's exactly what's happened with the iPhone 7 Plus. For those who might be wondering, the iPhone 7 Plus was one of the first Apple phones to feature a dual camera system and omit the headphone jack, making it a pretty significant update at the time. But if you're still using an iPhone 7 Plus, now that it's vintage, all models are affected, so no matter which model you've got, it might not receive the same level of support. Now, let's move on to the iPads. You know how Apple regularly updates its list of vintage and obsolete products? Yeah, they just did it again, this time moving 2 iPads from the vintage list to the obsolete category, the iPad Air 2 and the iPad Mini 2. Both devices were popular budget-friendly options when they launched, but are now over 7 years old. So, what does that mean for you? Well, Apple stopped distributing them for sale more than 7 years ago, which means that if you're still holding on to one of these devices, it won't be available for purchase anymore. Official Apple service providers can also no longer order parts for these devices, and repair options are now limited to unofficial third-party sources. Now we know what you might be thinking, but my iPad will still work, right? And that's true, your device will continue to function until it encounters a problem. However, if a replacement part is no longer in stock, Apple stores and authorized service providers may turn you away, even if you're willing to pay for the repair. It's worth noting that this update to the vintage list is just part of Apple's ongoing product lifecycle management. You see, while they design their devices to last several years, there comes a point when aging hardware can no longer keep up with new software demands or manufacturing logistics. So it's not uncommon for older devices to be moved to either the vintage or obsolete category. So, what does this mean for you? Well, as always, we recommend keeping an eye on Apple's official support documentation to stay ahead of the curve. And if you've got any questions about your device's status, feel free to reach out to us in the comments below. We'd be happy to help. Thanks for watching iPad Focus, and we'll catch you all in the next video.